I actually had a hard time getting him in there. I actually begged and got some people numbers. Yeah. And I called them. I said, let my son, please let him get into school, you know, because I thought it was a good school. The charter schools seem like they always advertising. Don't just want parents to join your school. You putting out all the positive and not telling them the negative part too.
They have billboards and bus advertisements with 100% on it. Once I figured out that that was kind of a lie, everything started to come tumbling down.
Especially with urban prep, and like media is so important for them. They get so much money by portraying this false image of what urban prep really is.
The uniform policy is very strict. So, for example, like if you came in with a belt was too light of a brown, or your belt had a buckle that they deemed too fashionable, you know, then that could be in-school suspension, or you would have to take off that belt and rent a new belt.
They dress like little businessmen when they went to school, and they were so focused on their appearance. My son, a couple times, he forgot his tie. It's like, oh, that's $1. You have to pay $1 to borrow one of our ties. You know, I'm like, can't you just loan him a tie? Because every day he might not have an extra $1.
You have to have all of those things exactly in that way, or else you're out of compliance, out of uniform, and then could be subject to having to rent pieces, like $1 for a belt, $3 for pants maybe, or suspension. You know, if you didn't have the money, or your mom or dad couldn't come by and drop off what you were missing, you know, or a friend didn't have an extra, you would just be in school suspension.
And the suspension, honestly, was just basically for them, just like, you know, okay, we're trying to get rid of this kid. This kid is not gonna, you know, endorse the Urban Prep brand. This kid's gonna mess up the whole brand of Urban Prep. We got to get him out of here.
I lost 2 out of my 32 after one semester, and it's pretty typical, I guess. I know a couple other former coworkers, I guess, who they lost about 2 or 3 guys the first semester. There was a dean in the meeting who literally said, if it was up to me, you would be out. You would have been out. You know, he just got here. It's one semester.
I remember one time, Tim King actually came in to observe one of the classes. The teacher asked one of the students a question, and the student was like, I don't know. And Tim King was in the classroom, and the kid got 3 days, suspended 3 days because he said, I don't know, in front of Tim King.
The kids that don't make it through, not to say they all don't go to college, right? But those are like the kids that you could do real work with, right? Those are the kids that you should be bragging and making billboards about. But instead, they take the cream, right, and they repackage it. They make it seem like these kids are just lost, you know, that they couldn't do it without urban prep and without these blazers and without all these rituals. Whereas, you know, the kids that you're sending to school are fine.